First of all, I would like to thank the organizers for the opportunity to speak here today.
Сейчас, значит, Ева хочет поблагодарить организаторов за предоставленную возможность.
So, I want to talk about nanotechnology in Finland. First of all, I would like to introduce nanotechnology. Today, Finnish nanotechnology includes roughly 300 nanotechnology companies, almost 100 of which are already selling their nanotechnology-based products. Finnish nanotechnology is also including about 170 research groups which are focusing in nanotechnology.
Значит, в Финляндии есть примерно 300 нанотехнологических компаний, и примерно 100 из них уже осуществляют продажу продукции. Значит, плюс к этому, значит, есть 170 научно-исследовательских групп по нанотехнологиям. В принципе, я думаю, что, может быть, мне нет смысла переводить, поскольку русскоязычные слайды, я могу перевести какие-то дополнительные какие-то комментарии, если вы я
All of the figures describe Finnish nanotechnology products. Finnish nanotechnology includes certain spearheads, the topics which we are especially good at. Nanotechnology spearheads in Finland are based on issues which has strong nanotechnology research, and also it's supported by a strong research, strong business. I'm not so good at reading Russian, so apologize me. So the key issues in Finnish nanotechnology is nanomaterials, nanosurfaces and coatings. Then there is photonics, MEMS issues, and microtechnology and other aerosols. Then there are some issues which are not so well commercialized, but we have very strong research, which include, for example, safety and metrology, printed intelligence and other issues. Now I need apologies for a minute. So this is my first. The Finnish nanotechnology stakeholders were analyzed by Tekes and Skillverse Consulting in the end of 2008, and these topics. And the results display that the Finnish nanotechnology is very much focused in materials. And I try to survive with the Russian slides now. Yes, the Finnish nanotechnology is very much focused in materials science. The whole business sector includes roughly 300 million euros, and it was almost 3,000 professionals. Nanotechnology cluster has quite recently analyzed the nanotechnology research in Finland. And all the research groups were analyzed and they were asked in what exact topics they are good at. The results say that the Finnish nanotechnology is also very much supported by the research in materials and nanosurfaces. So the results say that basically almost 90 groups have some core issues, some core skills which are in nanomaterials. I really apologize. This is really funny reading all the Russian text. The nanotechnology trends in Finland obey the European ones. The nanotechnology trends basically say that the nano hype has been fading, which also means that the nanotechnology companies keep use less word nano. The nanotechnology events have been fading, which means also that the nanotechnology companies are now looking for more and more events which are based on customer applications. Also, Finnish nanotechnology funding has been focusing not so much on technological issues, but more and more applications. And this is also not only seen in Finnish nanotechnology funding, research funding, but also in European level. We can also see that the Finnish nanotechnology companies' business skills are improving. This also means that their marketing communications are not so much focusing on the technological details, but really very much in applications. And then safety-related issues are also really emerging. They are getting more and more emphasis in Finland, and the Finnish stakeholders in nanotechnology safety issues are Finnish Institute of Occupational Health and VTT. There is the most important expertise. European Union has also gathered nanosafety-related project into one cluster, and Finnish Institute of Occupational Health is basically running this cluster. And also the environmental issues are really emerging now. They are rising, and I would say in Finland we also have expertise in this issue. Now finally coming to the kind of main topic, introducing my organization, the Finnish Nanotechnology Cluster. The cluster is funded by Ministry of Employment and Economy and local municipalities. Our mission is to foster the growth of nanotechnology-based business in Finland. It's also in fostering the implementation of nanotechnologies in Finnish industries on win-win basis. We offer certain services to Finnish nanotechnology companies, the most important of which is basically promotions to different industries. We also offer project building and business skills improvement issues. Our basic resources include 8 local centers of expertise in Finland. You can see in different cities. There's Oulu, Kokkola, Tampere, Jyväskylä, and so on, and coordination office. Our basic funding from Ministry of Employment and Economy is roughly 2 million euros annually, and in addition to that we have numerous projects. And why this is interesting perhaps for you is that our team can reach more than 90% of all Finnish nanotechnology stakeholders and players activities in Finland. So nanocluster is basically a gateway to Finnish nanotechnology. So we can offer contacts for Finnish nanotechnology. So don't hesitate.
Коллеги, может быть, все-таки нужен перевод комментариев? Как вы считаете? Надо?
Okay. Most of our important activities are gathered on nanobusiness.fi webpage. Our webpage is here. It's nowadays only in English, and some of the news are like in Finnish, but we plan to translate some of this information in Russian next year. So basically, if you can read English, you can find a lot of information on this page. I would say probably most interesting part of our webpage might be there on publications part, because on the publication side we also have some Russian publications, especially nanotechnology for machine builders in Russian. Some of our sub-web pages is nanoresearch.fi. This web page contains nano-research stakeholders in Helsinki region at the moment. This means 85 research groups, and for each group there is a description of what the research group is good at, which are their core competencies, and who would utilize it. basically you could check the web page and look the industry you represent, for example machinery, and look what kind of nanotechnology research expertise there is available for you. And what's probably most important, you can see also the information about who to contact. So you can this is your direct link to Finnish nanotechnology research. Today it's only Helsinki region, but we have already gathered information from the rest of Finland, and all the information is going to be added on the web page by the end of March, basically. We also have a second web page, which is Find Nano. This web page gathers all nanotechnology research equipment in Finland, in Finnish universities. So basically, if you're interested in different measurement techniques or different equipment, you can search them from this web page and contact directly to the university and the professor who you would, for example, like to collaborate with. Then coming to the most important activity of nanocluster in Finland, it's about promoting nanotechnologies to different industries. In the Finnish Center of Expertise program, there are actually 13 different clusters. Only one of those is nanocluster. And from nanocluster point of view, there are at least 8 different customer clusters. Because it's quite obvious that very few nano companies can sell their products to other nano companies. They need customer industries. And we have experience in collaboration with living cluster, health and well-being cluster, tourism cluster even, marine cluster, diagnostics cluster, and so on. But the most promising collaboration in our experience is between the Finnish nanotechnology companies and machinery companies. There's plenty of skills Finnish nanosurface companies have, which could provide added value to machinery companies. So my message is that boosting innovation is no random walk or a bunch of lucky coincidences. It's about systematic work. And our systematic work has so far come to the point that we have identified machinery cluster as a very important customer cluster, and we can assume that the collaboration will provide kind of mutual added value. And this is basically the reason why I'm here today. I'm here to promote the Finnish surfaces and coatings cluster. I would basically love to come back to this information here once more. I forgot to tell, I was so confused for the Russian text. I forgot to tell you that this is also to emphasize the fact that the Finnish nano cluster is very much in nanomaterials and also in nanosurfaces and coatings, and this industry is very much supported by research. As you can see, the biggest number of research groups have skills in nanosurfaces and materials. And this means basically that Finnish nanocluster is very good at these issues which could mostly benefit you. So I presume that there is going to be, we could kick off a really beneficial win-to-win collaboration. Then coming back to the kind of added value of nanotechnology, I already introduced that we have been introducing nanotechnology to several different industries. As you know, nanotechnology today is mostly improved properties in existing products. Nanotechnology could be different surfaces, anti-sticking, anti-dirt, whatever, anti-moisture. It could be nanomaterials, nanoparticles, additives to different lubrications, materials, or so on. It could be composites, creating the same materials, differ but lighter. For example, wind turbine, windmill blades, bigger but stiffer and lighter. Of course, There are numerous customer applications, decorations, and so on, glass tiles, jewels, which could utilize nanotechnologies. And also in electronics, there's a lot of nanotechnology inside, as you know. So nanotechnologies is about providing added value to existing products, for example, in machinery. And just introducing all these surfaces in this slide. They are from Finnish nanotechnology companies. Our nanocluster activity, which I am promoting now for you to this audience, is nanofluoric machinery. We have created a very popular seminar type, which is introducing nanosurfaces to different machinery stakeholders. It's of course kind of providing added value to the machinery companies, but also kind of pushing nanotechnology companies into value chain, into kind of subcontracting chain. The idea is that we organize a seminar where we can invite nano companies who have something ready you can buy to provide added value to your product. And the customer cluster, or the partner cluster in this case, will invite the audience, the door openers to the new business and new collaborations. So this is a basic idea. We can also have a partnering event and tailored brochures and whatever small-scale exhibition, but I think this would be a very good kickoff for our collaboration. Of course, it's also about gathering end users, nanotechnology companies, and nanotechnology and material scientists around one table. It's very important to identify the material-related problems machinery has, to stimulate the researchers so that the science could serve the surrounding industry. And we have been doing this a lot in Finland, but now we would like to kind of expand our activities to St. Petersburg area. And just to introduce, this is a teaser. You can find a brochure, Nanotechnology for Machine Builders, on our webpage. So do remember nanobusiness.fi publications. I already have brought these brochures here today. They are on the registration desk. You can pick some of them with you if you'd like to. Another approach for promoting nanotechnology is nanotechnology in living, or I would say built environments. One opportunity is to utilize kind of living environment. There are different nanotechnology companies which we can promote. One basic approach is to utilize piloting environment. It means that we are not ourselves creating huge infrastructure projects. We are trying to identify those infrastructure projects which are anyway going to be created, like new elderly care houses or things like that. Swimming pools, of public swimming pools, which could utilize nanotechnology. And then if we manage to introduce nanotechnology companies in this kind of infrastructure projects, they could get their door opening to the new business. Basically, for example, first preference for a small company. And it would be very nice if we could identify this kind of infrastructure project in St. Petersburg area as well. Then, just to kind of convince you that this is important, you should really consider nanotechnology. We have been participating in an FP7 project called NanoCom. This is a huge project, 16 partners all around Europe. The idea of the project was to identify the key success factors of commercializing nanotechnology. Also to identify the best practices of commercializing nanotechnology. There were almost 300 companies who responded to our webpage questionnaire. And one of the results was what is the effect of nanotechnology in business? And almost 60% of all 278 nanotechnology companies said that nanotechnology has high, not medium, not low, but high impact in their business in new product launch, new market entry, and increasing sales revenue. Sounds good, doesn't it? So if you're interested in kind of more details of this, you can see the web page. It's nanocom-org.eu. The same project also describes different key success factors of commercializing nanotechnology. I think I'm basically running out of my time, so I'm not going to details, but one of the key issues which I would like to remind is that nanotechnology, one of the key issues, key success factors, is utilizing local support. It's very difficult sometimes to estimate what is the impact of a cluster, but we have clear statistics that participating in cluster activities provides, it has a significant correlation with success. So basically you should grab all these public and local services you can reach. And now, I'm losing information, but I would like to kind of, this is now open topic, the March events in St. Petersburg. We plan to organize an event which would coincidence happen the same time with St. Petersburg Technical Fair, and we have agreed that we are going to organize in collaboration with Engineering Club and the today's organizers. So I would like you to put in your calendars. It's going to be around the same time as the Technical Fair in St. Petersburg in March. So you are very warmly invited. I hope to see you all there. So this is the cluster team, the cluster managers of 8 local offices in Finland. So at this phase I would like to thank you for your interest and thank you for listening, and don't hesitate to ask me. Oh dear, I survived with a Russian text. Thank you.